Yeah, Beeman boy. Yeah. We are very light in the light, but yes, we are still colored. That is a fact. Yo, speaking of a little bit darker people, Mike Tyson slapped fire out of this guy, Logan Polito.
That shit is so staged. That listen, man. Mike, put on some pants, man. Let's get to
Yo,
that. Come on, you coming? Come on, man. You come out there with a thong on. Like, come on, man. This is what I be talking about, man. Don't ask me about Mike Tyson and Paul. I don't know if that's Logan or Jake. I don't be knowing the difference. Come on, man. That nigga Mike out. Like, even when they show him practicing and yo, bro, you're not hitting the pads with me with a thong on, bro. Come on, my nigga. Put some pants on, man.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Nah, no, I ain't even moved to laugh, and I'm so serious. Like, and for everybody in the chat, and I say this throughout the show. We're late because of me. Because I'll be honest, I'm still grieving for my Knicks. I ain't putting that on social media for a couple of days. Like, I don't know about y'all, but my Knicks got me tight. So listen, this is my fault. But yeah, this listen, Mike. This bruh. If I see him in that thong again on social media. Oh, ball suckers.
Live from Brawny's Arena. You know what that is, man. You know why, man. Nostalgic Nick in the mix. He said word.
And you're a real Knicks fan. Yeah, you know, listen. I had some technical difficulties yesterday, and today we're run very late because of me. It's not Fabian's fault. It's not Fleet's fault. It's because of me. Because this, listen, we gonna get into it tonight, man. My Knicks, man. If you're a real Knicks fan, and you okay with what's going on, then you ain't no Knicks fan.
Well, I've been harping on this for some time. Cat needs to put up 50. Yeah, because you know they got a serious wheeler and dealer out there, man. Oh yeah, shout out to Kiyan. He selected Syracuse for his school, Kiyan Anthony. I guess he went on Carmelo's show. Oh, boy, don't do that. I guess he went on Carmelo's show at 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I don't know how 7 p.m. in Brooklyn's kind of crazy. He was born there. Mike don't claim Brooklyn, but he's trying to continue the legacy. Apparently, the number one player out of New York City, out of New York. Flea made a great point. He went from, I don't know if it was Chrysler King or whatever it was, to that school in Long Island that everybody's getting the players over there for some reason. But quick feelings, a quick reaction to all Kiyan Anthony's announcement that he's going to Syracuse. Oh, right. You got that reaction. Yeah. Hey, you don't have any reaction? I mean, this is different than Brawny. This is different. This is like the typical way to do it. At the very least.
I mean, to be honest, who cares? I don't, nobody cared that Bronny with the USC. Nobody cares that Kiyan is going to. I'm just being honest with you. Who cares? Cooper Flag is the number one draft pick. Nobody cared that he went to Duke. No, like, and that's no knock to them. It's just that it's not like how it used to be where it was like big news. You know what I'm saying? Like when Carmelo announced, I'm going to Syracuse, and like, it ain't like that no more. So it's like, no disrespect. It's no knock on them, but bro, who cares, bro? Like, I mean, to me, it's way deeper than that. And I've always told you, I don't play with nobody kids. So I mean, much success to all of them, but I don't think it's a big deal at all. And it wasn't no hype. Nah.
Bill Simmons and his guest, I forgot how to say his name, but the other dude, I forgot his name too already. That's crazy. I'm getting old. But they were talking about exactly what you just said. How the league, how come nobody's watching the league, the ratings, they're struggling with the ratings, but it still feels like we care about the game still. Like there's a lot of talent out there. They're playing the game. For me, I find it entertaining still. Oh, hold on,
Oh, she's in the building, y'all. Y'all know the drill, man. Everything stops when Miss Darlene Bryant pulls up. Good evening, Miss Darlene Bryant. Hope all is well. Always good to see you in the building.
Good evening, Miss Bryant.
Yes.
Speaking of Bill Simmons, he did make a point. And by the way, I'm sorry. They made a point about the same thing with the league that you said. There doesn't feel like there's any real stars anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially the American guys, you got Ja and everybody, but there's no where it's the real. So Kiyan, when you brought up Cooper Flag to Duke, it is like, okay, who cares? Because if he was Zion is really the last guy to make us feel like that, right? Go to Duke and he just highlight reel. We were all tuned in. Is Kiyan gonna be that? I don't think so. Cooper Flag so far hasn't been that. So
Bro, let's be for real, right? And I don't mind being called a hater. But when we talk about some of the greatest high school basketball players of all time, these kids are not even in the top 100, 1,000, bro. If you go all the way back to Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like, bro, the impact some of these, like, let's just talk about the future. Zion Williamson, just YouTube his high school highlights. One of the greatest high school basketball players of all time. It's not our fault he was that size at that age and whatever his competition was. So if we going off of that, listen, Zion might be one of the greatest high school basketball players of all time. Do you see his highlights? From defense throwing people shit in the stadium to tomahawking. Like, so listen, man, like I said, a lot of these young kids is good and there's no knock to them. But when we talk about hype, that's why it ain't no hype. It ain't no hype. Because we see y'all in high school. So it's not to say none of these kids are gonna be good, but come on, man, look at guys like Felipe Lopez, man. Look at guys like Kimber and Rice. Like it's a lot of low key. I'm saying players that was in high school that dominated. That where it was like when they played, the whole world came to see. No disrespect. A lot of these young kids today, when people come to see, it's because of the social media thing. That builds up a different hype. Think about my time, was no social media. So when you got a guy that, a guy like Booger Smith, got to shout out my bro, Brooklyn in the building. When you got a person like that and you hear they playing that record today, and the whole Harlem in Brooklyn is trying to get into the park. This is word of mouth. This is
right.
payphones. So, just imagine if these young kids was, in that era. Would there be a big deal? Now, with some of them, they would be, like I said, with Zion, that's undeniable. When you look at everybody else highlights in high school, like, okay, you know what I mean? You root for them, but so for me, it's not, kids is good. Kids is tall, and like I said, they utilizing social media to the max. And that's what the world is today. And I respect that. But to me, it's no big deal because once again, you know, are they going to dominate in college? Zion was kind of crazy in college, but he got injured. Do we think Kiyan is going to go into college and dominate? Is he going to start? Remember, Bronny James wasn't even starting. So, we know what I mean? We got to start keeping it real. You know what I mean? Like, so, a lot of the great high school ballers, when they got to college, remember, they were starting. Starting. Guys like Marbury and things of that nature. When we talk about great high school basketball players, not saying they wasn't great in college and NBA, but I'm just saying the transition. Some of these kids ain't gonna be starting. So I wish the best for him, but nah, I didn't even know he picked Syracuse until you said something. It wasn't even on my feed or nothing like that. And I
It
just
just
seen on the screen, right, a ESPN thing clip, but I ain't even paying no mind. You
it
know?
just popped up like I want to say they announced it 20 minutes ago for I think the podcast. Like he did it
Okay.
on Carmelo's thing. So I get it. Keep it on the family. I think to your point,
Flea in the building. What up, Flea?
I think to your point, the way social media, like the word of mouth was so real because it filters out a lot of the BS. Because there were certain people that, like, a lot of us, the same thing that's going on now is going on back then, right? But everybody's documenting their thoughts, and then it's like overreacting through text and through social media posts and the reaction and the comments, that it filters out the doubt. Like, when I say Cooper Flag, I don't know if he's that good the way y'all making him out to be, because I'm watching videos, people scouting him, saying what his flaws are. And that's what I was saying with Bronny James. He kind of exposed what it is. So we can't even filter out the real non-basketball knowledge. Like, this ain't, we ain't talking about the hype. All right, we get the hype. We heard the name. Now what? How's Kiyan's game really? I know he's gotten better. He's going to 6'4", whatever it was. People think he's taller than what he was. I just don't know. And the Zion thing that was a perfect example, because he exemplifies the era, the super hype, where it's like he failed all expectations. And it's obviously because, I don't know if he doesn't care. I don't know what it is, but that has to be a part of the reason why. And for him not to be able to perform on the level that the hype was there and the potential, it explains the whole era to the T.
Well, I'm not gonna go that. I'm not gonna go that far with you as far as saying Zion failed expectations, because when he is on the court and he is healthy, you see how good he is.
Right. I get that, but it's still, a lot of his potential is still not fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of his.
I mean, I get
and
it.
that's
I get it.
That's what I mean with Bronny, Cooper Flag right now. The way they made him out to be is not, so far, he's gonna be great. He looks good in college. It ain't what he ain't Zion in college so far. He ain't some of these dominant players that were in he ain't Kemba. He ain't even Kemba.
Well, guys like Cooper, man, the way the league is going, they're making it so these guys can be successful. The way the game is being played, positionless, spreading the floor, 3-point shots. Because think about, if a guy like Cooper Flag, who I think he's about 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
Remember, he could come in the league and play the 2 or the 3. He don't have to play the 4. So
Right.
think about a guy like Cooper 10 years ago. Bro, hey, no post-up game and no upper body strength, bro. You're baby food. So I think, some of these guys, the way the game is being played, it's making it so they can be successful. Now it's up to them when they get there to put in the work. You know what I mean? To be successful, because it's a whole different ball game, from high school, college to the league, speed, strength, just everything, but I wish the best for all these young men and women. I don't root against none of them. I know we up here, we play, we joke, but I hope they all be successful. But we have to be honest, what we see. And for me, it's hard for me to think or expect you're going to be a great college or NBA player and you don't dominate high school and dominate your peers. Simple and plain. I seen Zion dominate high school to the point where it looked like he was cheating. Seriously. Y'all can say how y'all feel about him off the court. I don't get into that. Y'all know me. That's why it's AllBall TV. We try to stick to all ball. When he's healthy, he's dominant in the NBA. So it translated. It's just that he can't stay healthy. But it translated from high school, college to the NBA. He dominates. I watched him run over LeBron James.
Right, but it's still the potential. Like, LeBron came to the league, we saw the hype, he was dominating. It was like, came to the league, it was like, oh yeah, he is the guy that we've been promoting this whole time. He looks like that in the NBA. And this is what I'm saying. Like, Flea,
yeah,
he had yeah. Shout out to Cuzzo, Cam Scott.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, down there in South Carolina. Yeah, 4-star recruit, 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year. You know what I mean? Definitely need more support. Definitely need a lot of love. A young man that can do it all. 6'6", can defend, can knock down a 3, get to the basket, can shoot. Yeah, so it's and it's a lot of players, man, that that deserve the limelight, that don't get the light they deserve. And definitely my family, Cam Scott. And it's not because he's family, the young man can play and he's good. So, it's
and
it's
and and,
it's
and
tricky,
you
man.
wouldn't, but you wouldn't say that because you would just be polite about it. You would politely breeze by the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like if he wasn't good in your eyes. So what I'm saying is that yeah, Cooper Flag at 21 and 10, but they're making him out to be Andre Karolinko mixed with Dirk or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
But
So that's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying this has to translate to the NBA because if it doesn't, we're gonna keep getting these American players where this sport is from who know Cooper Flag understands what it is to be an American star. That's the part. Zion understands what it is to be an American star. John Morant. That's why I love Ant-Man. Because to me, at the end of the day, to your point, what you always say about John Morant, it ain't like Ja wasn't going to be a top 10 player. That's what the hell he looked like. He showed and proved that he was the number 2 pick. He showed way more than Zion has. And I'm not saying he's better than Zion, potentially better than him, but he has shown I'm not content with just the stardom, bro. I'm here to put the swag, put the team on my back.
I
Zion hasn't done that.
I just listen, like I said, we could probably use this discussion for another time, but I would love to have that conversation with Flea up here. Zion versus John Morant. Who's really better? Like you said, who dominates more? Who's really pushing the culture forward? I'm gonna be honest. I know Zion get a lot of flack. I'm a big Zion fan, right? And I know he gets a lot of flack. I just think the young man isn't happy in New Orleans. He doesn't want to be there. I could be wrong. I don't have no inside connections and none of that. But this not the first time we've seen this happen. Um, but he's injury prone. But listen, when he's on the court, listen, man, he's dominant. And he's one of the best players in the NBA. So, I don't want to get away from the original topic. I just feel like I said, I'm big on pause. If you didn't dominate high school, I don't see how you're gonna dominate college in the NBA. And let me not use dominate, but just be really good. And there's nothing wrong with that. But listen, man, it's gonna be tough for these young dudes to get into college and do what they do. It's gonna be tough because they got the bullseye on their back. Just imagine a young kid that thinks he's better than them, but doesn't have the machine behind them. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's tricky, and the NBA, the direction the NBA is going, they need to be careful because it's WWF times 10. It's too much. It's to the point now where they're not going for substance. Like I said, they're just going for strictly purely entertainment, and that's what they're making the game. And it's like, come on, look at all the European dudes. They ain't doing nothing in the NBA. Let's be realistic, but they're trying to push that on us. Some of these dudes is number one, two, three, four, five picks.
They
These
made
dudes
up
ain't dominant.
like 20 French dudes and it came out of nowhere. It's like how it excuse me, how is
Yeah.
that? How come you can't find these players? And that makes no sense. It makes
No,
no sense.
it's plays like that in the US, but they're choosing to go a whole nother direction. And
Mm,
they're making excuses. Like that's what I'm saying. This topic could be crazy. Like I've noticed for the US, for the American players, one thing I always hear is the kid's parents. Oh, they come from this, or the kid can play, he can play. So for me, they're trying to push a whole nother thing on us, and it ain't working. Gilbert Arenas says something that got a lot of flack, but it's starting to make sense. I'm not saying get all of them out of here, but stop trying to make the NBA the Euro League because they're all not good. I keep telling people the world will never be better than us, bro. Stop it. I was on the island by myself with that. I don't care what five you put together. They ain't gonna be better than Steph, LeBron, KD. Never, never. You can put together Giannis, Embiid, SGA, Luka. You can do all of that. Put AD, LeBron. You see what happened with the Olympics? Put AD, LeBron, KD, Curry together and see what happens. So for me, it just like I said, the NBA is eating that thing up, but it's starting to mess the game up. Like you said, everything is plummeting. And for me, how many years we gonna get these high draft picks and we don't even know who these dudes is?
And I don't want to come off like I'm not rooting for them because I want to see the next best thing. I hope Cooper Flag is the next best thing because I watch other stuff besides the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping Zion can actually be inspired by Cooper Flag, who's younger than him, trying to show it. And he's gotten better every year in, year out. By doing the things to get better. That's why I was trying to give props to Kiyan because Kiyan looks like, from what everybody's saying, and even the way Carmelo comes off, like I'll do the best that I can for you, but I'm not gonna give you no passport straight to the no. You're gonna have to earn every step of the way. You know, shout out to Red Autry. Thank you, Flea. Red Autry, come on, man. New York City legend.
Syracuse, come on, bro. Listen, I seen Red Autry playing Rutgers, man. Remember, I go that far back. Yeah, I used to see Red Autry come up to Rutgers and kill. Facts.
Yeah. So the fact that, Carmelo for us seems like it is the right way, no matter where Kiyan lands. And it seems like Kiyan's not just trying to be a celebrity either.
Hey, can
There's
I say
something to
something?
that. Uh-huh.
Can I say something? Big shout out, Big Betty Sports. I know the drill, man. My brother out there doing great work with the LA Lakers, man. Y'all please support him. I'm reading the comments, right? Now, the world's beaten us a couple times. And let's be realistic. Because we ain't had the best out there. When we put the best out there, even at an old age, we scrape the floor. Bro, Curry, KD, and LeBron is all 16, 17, 20 years in the league. Did y'all see what happened?
Did you see when LeBron was guarding the Joker in the Olympics with their
Listen,
rules?
man. Listen, man. I'm gonna just say this, and I stand on the island by myself. I don't mind it, and I've been saying this. It's not when people are like, "Yo, they close." It's not even close. It's not even close. The NBA is trying to make it close. It's not even close. I don't care how many MVPs the Joker win. Yeah, he can be the best player in the league forever. Is he winning championships? Is Luca winning championships? Is SGA winning championships? Plural ships. Giannis ain't been back in a minute, right? Because the U.S. player is hurt. Chris Middleton, not an overseas player. Yeah, don't play at me. Don't play with
About,
me. Y'all
about to
keep
get his Hulk
y'all keep
Hogan
getting
on.
no, because people get hyped and it's like, yo, I'm not saying these guys ain't good. Listen, Joker is a beast. But
Best
when
in the
it
game.
comes to some of the greatest, Joker couldn't do nothing with David Robinson and Keem Olajuwon, bro. You kidding me? They're gonna put the clamps on him and they're gonna give him 50. Come on, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
You don't come from
easily.
our cloth. You created me.
Yeah, hey, Flea, the Joker could toy with the NBA all he want.
The
That
joy
nigga
with
be
them
getting
midgets.
been to one finals.
Joker's toying with them midgets. Because that's how y'all talked about Bill Russell, right?
Boston, I know Hakeem is not American. That's not the point I was making. I know Hakeem is not American.
Hold on. He was waving that American flag though in '96, though. Don't
Yeah,
forget that.
but still, what my point is, if the Joker was going against guys with a certain skill level, because let's be realistic, there's only one great big man defender in the NBA today, and that's Anthony Davis. Where else is the big man that's great at defense? Don't tell me go Burt. Get out of here. So that's my point. But listen, man, dudes is great. Dudes is good. But just to listen, they pushing these guys on as falls. And like I said, how many years is gonna go by when they keep trying to get these guys over here and be successful, and you get 2 or 3 of them out of 50? Come on, man. How many chances are they gonna get before we realize they ain't it?
Shout out to King Speech in the building. Appreciate you always. AllBall member, AllBall family out here. Kiyan chose Syracuse in the footsteps of his pops. Also, shout out to Lorenzo and the Benzo, man. I seen you in here earlier. Come on, man. The AllBall family's in the building. You kidding me? Started off this conversation with Kiyan, Anthony choosing Syracuse, and how we want more of
Hey,
our American players to live up to the standard.
hey, King Speech, tell Wimby get to the playoffs. I don't care how good he is as a defender. He's 7'4". He better be. Get your team to the playoffs. Put them on your back, like everybody else do, and get them to the playoffs. And then I start jumping on the Wimby train. Is he fun to watch? Yes. Is he a great defender? Yes. Get to the playoffs. Simple and plain.
Listen, man. We're gonna tap into the zone right now.
Knicks Rehab.
Pure hate, Flea. You know that.
It's Knicks Rehab, y'all. And of course, we were just talking about Bill Simmons. And he made this point last week, which we've been touching on, but he was very extra about it. Very extra about our Knicks, and particularly Mikal Bridges, Mikal.
What was the point of the Bridges trade for what they gave up for him, for how kind of little they use him? It's kind of shocking. Like, he's like a 15 points a game guy. He just stands in the corner in crunch time. I thought he would be way more involved with their offense. You know, you think like if Giannis is really going to be available over these next couple weeks, months, they shot their wad on this Bridges package. They could have just done the Towns thing. They could have kept everything else they had and kind of waited, but they went all in. I defended it last summer. It made sense to me. But I also thought they'd use Bridges as more than just like this complimentary player. So maybe it's got to sort itself out. But I'm just watching that because he just seems irrelevant sometimes for them. And I don't like it. So if you're going to give up that many picks for somebody, maybe use them. What was the...
Yeah. Whatever, Bill. Whatever, Bill. Because you see AllBall, all these guys, they've been in the media for a long time. I don't care if it's a sports player or if you were a former athlete, if you're a reputed reporter, journalist, y'all all end up sounding like us anyway. Never forget, in case you forget, AllBall, this is what Bill Simmons sounded like with the rumor that the Knicks were going to acquire Mikal Bridges.
We have a 12-year Knicks-Nets rivalry starting when Prokhorov buys the Nets. And we're like, this is on. It's happening. Carmelo's on the Knicks. The Nets trade for Pierce and Garnett. And it's like, here we go. Battle in New York. Not only is it now over, and it's been over for a while, and it was over once you saw that Knicks playoff run. It's like the Nets are fucking dead in the water. This is now not even this. It's not even a feud. I don't know what this is. Now the Nets do this. It's like, do they move at this point? What's their move in Brooklyn? Do you even stay in the tri-state area? Should they start looking at locations? Because this is a wrap. They just gifted the Knicks a top 4 contender, and it's going to be years before they're good again. How are there even Nets fans left at this point?
Wait, are you asking if I actually think they could move or should move or anything like that? Because
what's the point of the Nets in Brooklyn at this point if you're going to do this?
They've had a rough go. The Prokhorov stuff was
yeah.
Well, all right.
Come on now. You can't be that, because he went on. You can't be that afraid of the Knicks about to acquire Mikal Bridges, which I the only thing I hesitated on was the fit, because Dante fit so well. So you thought we were keeping Dante as well, probably. He felt the same way we did about acquiring Mikal, but another Nova Knick. So I'm also disappointed in Mikal Bridges' performance, but we can't just take these laps around the sun, act like y'all won again. Celtics ain't playing the greatest. Got some teams out there showing a lot of prowess, like them Cleveland Cavaliers. But what's your reaction to Bill Simmons basically saying, the Knicks with their 5 picks, that's a waste after flip-flopping from the summertime?
Well, I mean, I kind of agree with him. Now, for me, I was very excited when we got Mikal Bridges. A lot of us was. Like you said, we didn't know we was going to lose DiVincenzo, but I don't think that matters. I got to give a shout out to my brother Flea. That's already happened. We ain't going to, harp on that. But he's totally correct. But I'm gonna switch it a little bit. I'm not worried about Mikal Bridges offensively, because I think we have enough offense. I'm trying to figure out where's the defense at. Where's the great defender that I thought we was getting? I don't see him stopping nobody. I don't see him locking nobody up. I don't see him making any great defensive plays. All the games that we lost so far this season, even though it's very early, the opposing team, we are getting hammered by guard play and wing play. It's not the big men. It's the 1, 2, and 3 spot. Like I said, the other night against Chicago, Zach LaVine was unstoppable. Unstoppable. So I'm saying, where is the Mikal Bridges that we thought was a lockdown defender? that when we climb back from 20 and we take a 1-point lead, okay, now it's my time. Let me guard Zach LaVine. Let me guard Kobe White. You ain't getting nothing. Where's that guy at? Because I thought that's what we was getting him for. Miss me with the offense. Brunson can give you 30, Cat can give you 30, 40. Then everybody else sprinkles in. I didn't care about Mikal Bridges coming over here being great offensively. I was worrying about, okay, defensively. Remember what we all said? OG Bridges, to me, that was for Tatum and Brown. And we see what happened game 1, regular season. So I agree with Bill Simmons. What's the purpose of getting them if we're not going to utilize him? My thing is defense. We should be able to go, yo, Bridges, that's your assignment tonight. Make it tough. We play OKC tonight. We need you to guard SGA. We not saying SGA can't get 30, but make it tough on them. Make it tough on them. Make it a 11 for 30 night. Something like that. And in big spots, you get the deflection. You get the block. You get the steal. So for me, I agree with Bill Simmons, man. We got him, and he does look lost out there. It was maybe 1 or 2 games where he looked good. But for me, I'm just trying to figure out where is the great defense at. And you know his brother, who they called him and OG together, people call Wingstop. I call him Kennedy Fried Chicken. Y'all not even Kentucky Fried Chicken. Y'all mama's fried chicken because y'all gets fried. So I agree with Bill Simmons. You know, I don't mind contradicting myself because I'll be this high on a player, and then next week I may hate your guts. And to me, that's what sports is. But listen, Mikal Bridges and OG, fourth quarters, we up or we come back. Where y'all stopping the opposing team at? And Flea, I agree. Remember, I've been high on Zach LaVine. Fabian, remember when we talked about should we get Zach LaVine, nobody wanted him. I said, I'll take Zach. So I never forgot that Zach LaVine is the elite scorer. But Flea, it's no way in the world if OG and Bridges is the defenders we think they are, you get flamed like that. Right now, if we say, give me the top 10 best scorers in the NBA, people forgot about Zach LaVine. We're going to name it the typical KD, LeBron, SGA, Luka. Nobody going to name Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine turned back the hands of time on us, and it seemed like every team, their guards, their 2 guards, or their 3s turned back the hand of time on us, and all of a sudden have career years. So for me, not so much offensively, I'm trying to figure out where's the defensive player of the year candidates. We supposed to have 2 of them on our team. Where's it at?
I think for me, I have the total opposite opinion because I don't expect to be a good defensive team until the other guys come in and help. Because
hold on, slow down. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say us being a great defensive team. I'm not expecting that. I'm saying I'm expecting Bridges to be a great defender. That's different than being a great defensive team. I'm just saying if we climb back from 20 and we take the lead up 1 and Zach LaVine has the ball, Bridges, how can you not stop him? How was these guys hitting spin around, step back 3-point shots in your mug? Oh, that. So I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm not saying it's being a great defending team because we already knew once Mitch wasn't coming back, we lost DiVincenzo. I knew our defense was going to go down. I'm saying we thought Bridges and OG was going to make up for a lot of that. And thus far, they haven't.
Well, again, OG's still playing at all defensive caliber level, and Mikal is not. So he's bringing his A game on defense, and Mikal is not. But on the offensive end, it's just a different team defensively. It's too much for Cat to have to be the center. He's never been that guy defensively. I'm not saying he's not trying his best, none of that. But it's up to Tibbs. It's not just the like you're not that much of a defensive mastermind when you don't got your guys to switch it up. And especially on the other side to that, you don't know how to switch it up on offense. We should not be playing at the same pace that we were for the last 5 years. You got to push the ball now because you do have scores. I think it would benefit Mikal Bridges in a different pace, getting more shots up. We're only getting 33 pointers a game, 33 pointers up a game, and we're in the top 5 in 30 in 3-point percentage. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think Mikal is that bad. I just think you're not really trying to apply the talents of your team right now. There's no update to your system. Why does everybody else have to update their talent, their mindset to your style when it doesn't suit their skill set? It doesn't make any sense, especially when you talk about a combination of the skill sets with these players alongside each other. This is not Julius Randle with Brunson anymore. It's not. So you can't get away with that. And there's not enough smoke for Tibbs on this. And I don't want to be unfair to Bridges, but they need more shots to get up. This pace is way too slow for this team. So, and it's going to be more the same way Tibbs like to slow it down, get the offensive rebound, hold the ball for as long as possible, and now you're putting more pressure on the defense to make that shot, because when they miss, it hurts even more when you get less shots. But when you got this team around you, it hurts them too when we miss shots. That's what hurts the most. We have a super Cat has single-handedly transformed the team to an offensive team, offensive firepower. And Brunson can't even get his the same way. They need to get more shots, and you're not going to do that just by slowing the game down, typical Tibbs style. That's really the problem. And we've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, because now it's 11 games in. People could say it's too soon. No, it's not if you're talking to Tom Thibodeau. I hope they're preaching this to Tom Thibodeau. Enough is enough. I seen some of Rick Brunson on the roommates thing. He sounds just like us, man. He sounds just like us, except the part where he said he lets Brunson curse him out on the court. But he said off the court he does that, I'm smacking him. Hilarious. I love it. He sounds like just like a dad, man. And shout out to him too, along the likes of NBA fathers who used to play in the NBA, got his kid in the game and then some. They locked the Knicks down, but they created a lot of pressure on Brunson, the captain. How are you going to allow Bridges to tap into that old Phoenix guy where he was the second and third option a lot of times? He was wicked on Phoenix on that championship run, man. And it's hard to really harp on that every single night after every single performance, but it's always going to be the thing for me. And that's what I think I've thought about the last couple of days. How can Bridges get better? He needs more shots. The whole team needs more shots. And you're not going to do that playing the old Tibbs slow down style. You don't have that team anymore, bro.
Well, listen, man, great point. I can't argue with nothing you said. You was 100% correct. But I got to give a shout out to Flea. He said it. And I got to give props when props is due. Right now, Brunson's not looking like the guy. Flea, that's his thing. Do it. Let me see you do it again. Flea's been consistent with that. Yo, this is your year. In 11 games, Brunson has not been the guy from last year. This does not look like the captain. This does not look like the all-star, the top 5 MVP candidate. This looks like none of that. So, I totally agree. But also, go ahead, Flea, while I'm let you get in the building while you in here.
No. I just I'm gonna follow up when y'all finish.
No. Because I know you in the car, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, I thought that point was great. What Fabian was saying, just about our pace. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, perfectly clear.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. So yeah, it's really about after watching us, for a little over 10 games, you can see if we sped teams up and didn't allow teams to figure us out, because we have so much offensive firepower. We have so many things that we could do. My turn. We got guys that move. We got guys that can hit shots. We got guys that defend. Like the top half of our roster makes us so much more versatile. So like OG is always saying, it's about coaching. It's about coaching, right? So we got to challenge Tibbs to grow as a coach, man. Like if we think that this is the team that's gonna get us over the hump, talking about the next 2-3 years, there has to be some kind of, you got to get freaky offensively, man. I don't know how to dress it up. You got to get freaky offensively. You can't be the same Tibbs no more. I don't know what that takes. Bring somebody in. I'm looking at all of these elite coaches in the NBA, and I'm looking at their benches, right? I'm looking at Steve Kerr's bench. Steve Kerr got Jerry Stackhouse and Terry Stotts next to him, right? That's two really good guys to have next to you. Tibbs has Mark Bryant and Mo Cheeks. Like, we got to fix that, y'all. We got to fix that. Like, there has to be some kind of innovative minds in on our bench. And, you know, that I totally agree with both of you guys, man, especially Fabian with this. If we sped things up, it would challenge other teams to figure out how to defend us.
And,
Go ahead,
and
OG. Appreciate it.
shout out to Turbo, because he was saying this in the comments yesterday, the other day. It's time to go young with the staff. Like, they're the ones that are gonna. Kenny Atkinson from Golden Flea made the point yesterday. When did D'Angelo Russell look great in his career? The only time.
Only time. The only time.
And now he's a part of revitalizing Darius Garland's career, who, by the way, I forgot. Darius Garland's agent put out some smoke in the summertime, and he said, yo, you know, Donovan Mitchell's kind of taking away from my shine. That's what basically the statement was. I don't want to be here no more. Kenny Atkinson is part of the reason why. Was that?
Isn't Darius Garland clutch?
I've seen some clutch moments, man. I've seen some
No,
clutch
I'm
moments.
talking about, isn't he clutch sports? You said something about his agent. I'm saying, isn't he clutch?
I'll check in a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I again, younger coaching staff, they think in the modern game. Kenny Atkinson was successful as a head coach in the modern game. Somebody said yes in the comments?
Yeah, Turbo said yes.
Wow. So, I mean, yeah, Rich Paul.
So Rich Paul was telling me. So that was okay. So
right.
Richie P was out here telling. Got it.
Yeah. So now you have,
because you know they about to brand it, nigga. You taking away from my guy Sean, you taking away from that bag. We trying to get this max next contract. But go ahead.
Great point. He's Blue Drew. Johnny Bryant was on this team. Younger guy, gets along with the younger players. You know, the whole coaching staff, everybody, they're from the 90s. Tibbs is from the 90s. It's, you know, Jeff Van Gundy was on the sideline. He's now on a you know, calling games. Now he's back on the sidelines, and he probably gets it now because he's been watching the league for 20 years. When has Tibbs proven it worked when you had your players? Like I've always been saying, you had your players last year. It didn't work out. It was a short window, but you have to be able to switch it up.
Yeah,
there's no way possible you can't get more shots for your players. It just you have an offensive team, AllBall, number 4 in the league.
But let's all be honest. The last time it really worked with Tibbs is with Derrick Rose in Chicago because the game was different. Let's be realistic. It worked last year because Brunson just happened to have a spectacular year. I don't think that was Tibbs. So for me, you know, and I've been saying this forever, and I keep telling y'all, do not be surprised if Tibbs gets fired this year.
Right.
I'm serious. It seems like he cannot coach. I'm not going to go as far as saying no more in the NBA, but he's not the guy. I'm sorry. It's almost like the Jeff Van Gundy thing. No, his brother Stan. Like the Stan Van Gundy. Listen, man, some guys today just can't do it. It's almost like, you know, you being an older person and it's just you can't go along with the times. I'm not going to wear the slim jeans. I'm not going to wear the slim shirts. I'm not going to wear the big sneakers. Some people just can't go along with the times. Go ahead, Flea.
But I just want to ask my brothers a question. So with that being said, right, with we feeling like Tibbs is kind of stuck in his ways. We've seen coaches get demoted. Like we've seen coaches have to go on TV and show people that they, you know, that they've grown a little bit. You know, Tibbs did the same thing. Mike Brown had to be an assistant coach for a decade before he got another chance to be a head coach. I'm thinking about David Fisdale right now. He's trying to figure out how to become another head coach. So does it take for Tibbs to not be in that position of head coach to, you know, figure out what it is to be a head coach in the NBA? Or, you know, does he have hope? Like, you know, what do y'all think?
Oh,
I have no hope in Tom Thibodeau changing AllBall.
No, but I mean, I'm gonna answer it. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna duck that smoke, and I'm not gonna give Tibbs that out. You know, when you're in this position and you're a basketball head coach for the NBA at the highest level, you're smart. You know, I think Tibbs is going to have to talk. I think somebody in the organization will have to talk to him and help him understand. You have to go along with the times. You have to learn how to coach a whole nother style, bro. We are not the Chicago Bulls. We are not Taj Gibson and Derrick Rose and Luau Deng. This is not that, bro. The game is played totally different. And if you don't run up and down the court and get some type of pace and get better 3-point shots, and if you're not playing a certain way today, you're not going to win. Simple and plain. And I don't know if it's going young. I don't know what it is. And I'm not afraid to say I don't know what Tibbs is going to have to do. But I've been saying this. Tibbs is not a good head coach to me. I let y'all all bamboozle me. I went against my word. But anybody that know me, I've been on social media now a little over 3 years. And Fabian, how long have I been saying I do not like Tibbs as a head coach? Simple and plain.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to show. I'm sorry.
I don't mean no. I think I can toot my own horn to this as well. I mean, I never cared for him as well until he showed success because he was stubborn. And I didn't like that he didn't hold Julius Randle accountable. I like last
maybe 15.
Listen.
Did y'all hear my question?
Nah. What you said? Nah, it went in and out. Yo.
I think you hit a bad spot, Fleek. I think he asked if he's the best coach that we've had in 20 years, and I think so. I think he has a good. Nah, we have a lot of bad coaches, but even was it Fizdale? Who do we win the 60 games with when Carmelo was here?
I don't even remember.
Yeah,
we had Fizdale, we had Derek Fisher. I mean,
the guy with the beard that went to college, and everybody hates his guts at Indiana. He's an Indiana coach now for college. I don't see. Thanks for all pointing that out, Darlene, because Karl Anthony Towns was ruled as a game time decision, but now he's been ruled out with the knee injury that I think he bumped into Zach LaVine. We're trying to play defense. Yeah, Woody, Mike Woodson. Woody. I don't think it's by default. I think he has earned his stripes. I think he has a bad reputation, right? And people still were still vouching for him. Like, you have players that really vouch for Tibbs while on the team. Like, there's no real confrontation. The guys that Cam Reddishes of the world that were like, yo, man, listen, he filters out a lot of the players that don't deserve playing time. So I'm with that part. But last year's playoffs, I didn't care how successful that first round was. I had my criticisms of him. So he's very stubborn. And tonight is another test for Tom Thibodeau. What are you going to do without Cat? The top offense in the league. What are you going to do with him? Are you going to continue to not feature Mikal Bridges? This ain't the time to do that. And I disagree. I think Brunson is playing well, but to your point, I did disagree. But I've seen his last 5 games, he's shooting 25% from 3, 45% from the field. That's not Brunson like from last season. A lot of that has to do with the fact that, again, he doesn't have any one-on-one style of play. He just can't. It won't be conducive to his style. I don't. The pick and roll with Cat, everybody keeps talking about it. Okay, what else do we have? Where's the other move? Where's the other action that's a go-to action? You can't live off of that. And then they don't play defense. Both of them stink on the defensive end. Brunson is horrible on defense. I don't care about them charges, AllBall.
Glad somebody's telling the truth.
He's and it's gonna hurt me, but he's not. He's terrible offensively as well so far. He's not. Listen, man. Listen. Nobody's a bigger Jalen Brunson fan than me, and I have to keep the same energy. He is not the guy that we seen last year. Kendrick Perkins said something that he went from being a top 5 MVP candidate to he might not even be top 25 in the league right now. Like, Brunson is playing bad basketball as a leader, as everything. And for me, I'm not giving him no 20, 30 games. No, listen, you've been there now. You've been there long enough. You're not playing great basketball.
Real quickly, he took on the LeBron kind of pressure when you rock and shake up a whole team roster like this. And now remember, you are the face of that. The Leon Rose don't come down talking to nobody. You're the one that has to face us. So you shook up the whole team, and now this is the performance. You believed in Cat and Mikal Bridges at the start lineup this much, and this is what we see. All right.
Brunson has played one way for the last 2 seasons. And we've needed him to play that one way for the last 2 seasons. Score the ball, carry us on your back, and take us to the promised land, which is the playoffs, which is getting out the first round, which is he's had to play this same way for the last 2 seasons. So for me, I'm giving him some grace only because he has to completely change his game now. He doesn't have to play the hero ball. He doesn't have to go out there and go for 25, 30 every single night. We had to have him do that for us to even be in games last year. He could shoot bad in games this season, and we'll still have an opportunity, to be in a game. And maybe down the stretch, like the Chicago game, where he didn't start the game well. Cat had 17 points in the fourth quarter, bang knees with Levine, and then down the stretch, we had Brunson closing. So he's got to figure out that he needs to become a better distributor. He needs to become a guy that's going to get everybody involved. You're going to be able to get yours because of the way you handle the ball, how great your footwork is. You're one of those guards that still post up. Kyrie. There's only a couple of guards in the league that still post up. He's one of them. So I don't think he needs to worry about putting the ball in the basket. Fuck your field goal percentage, your 3-point percent. Forget all that. Get guys involved. That's going to come.
And this Flea Galvatron, aka the Transformer villain himself. That name is amazing, by the way, Galvatron.
I love that name.
Yeah, this comment, Brunson doesn't have to carry the team anymore, and that's the problem.
Yes,
hey man,
totally agree with him.
One of our almost rivals, who's looking like they smoke in the regular season, Cleveland Cavaliers, led by Donovan Mitchell. Atkinson pulled him to the side. Hey, you need to dial it back to get Mobley started. Maybe he didn't hint at Darius Garland, but that's also getting Darius Garland started. He went from 27 points a game to 22. Brunson, you need to dial it back to get Cat and Bridges involved. 2 other teammates, OG Anunoby and Cat. Cat has exceeded my expectations. I've been saying it the last 2 weeks glowingly, but OG shooting damn near 50% the last 5 games from three-point range. He's totally impressed me. I hate his bum ass moves, but the catch and shoot thing, he's still strong, still playing tough on the defensive end. He's gonna need your help. You need to be inspired. Both of y'all need to be inspired by this. Brunson and Mikal. What the hell's going on? Offensively, just like Galvatron said, bro, that's not your role anymore, Brunson. We don't need you to carry nothing. But go get these guys some water now. If you're the real captain, dial it all the way back. You dial the contract back, you might as well.
Stuff opening up for OG because Bridges is playing like shit. Keep it real. Like, stuff is opening up for OG. Because, we're not getting what we expected from Bridges on the offensive end. So now, OG is getting the 4th, 5th worst defender on the team. Like, I'll take it. Because OG is going to do other things if the shot's not falling. Right? That's what our biggest gripe about Bridges is right now. If the shots are not falling, right, OG? If the shots are not falling, he looks a little disengaged on the defensive end.
Right.
OG,
what else are you doing?
Exactly, OG. I don't care what Anunoby is doing on the offensive end. He's going to give 1,000 plus 10% on the defensive end, diving for loose balls.
Right. Getting a big deflection, swiping in there,
Exactly. Yeah. Fabian likes to call him dirty. I just like saying OG plays hard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the guy you want on your team. The guys are gonna get dirty, bro. He's also gonna fall.
Absolutely, bro.
Flea, he's also gonna fall on the floor about like 5 or 10 times and do the slow-mo stand-up. I gotta know his whole game, man. He I don't know how he falls like that. I don't know if the doctors told him to fall that way, but he's gonna fall and lose some time on the floor as well.
He tore his ACL in Indiana when he was in college. So maybe that's, I don't know. Maybe that's and we don't need him to hit the floor and be injured. We still don't understand how he hurt his elbow last year. Yeah. We still don't get it. We still don't have an explanation for that.
Well, for me, I'm gonna leave mines on, let's say Cat is out a couple games, hopefully this, give Bridges an opportunity to get more shots, to get more involved. But he has to figure it out, fellas. Like I said, these guys have all been in the league enough time. Got to figure it out. We play the Nets back to back. We should be able to win both these games. So, now that Cat is out, maybe this give guys opportunities to, be more involved in the offense. But for me, it's defense. And it seems like we can't stop a leak, man. And that's the problem. And the defense from Bridges, especially my guy Brunson, horrific. Can't stop nothing right now. So defensively, and Tibbs being a defensive coach, that's what I'm saying. By the end of the season, who else is there to blame? Remember, you known to be a defensive coach.
Our guy, funny man Fish, he always has jokes, but when he's serious, he's serious. Just two seconds on this, fellas. All ball or Fleet and all ball. How do you get Brunson to dial it back? He's been on this kind of play since the last year in Dallas in the playoffs.
I mean, it's a good question, man. I would say this. Is there some ego attached to this? Now I understand. Brunson has always been a quote unquote selfless player, but you're talking about a guy that didn't feel like Dallas believed in him. He had that thing with Mark Cuban, and he's not a hot commodity around the league. So now you get another all-star level player in the building with you. That's an adjustment. You weren't playing with all-star level players. You were playing with one all-star who happened to get hurt, and you kind of, like we say, kind of took the team over from Julius Randle. So, maybe there is, OG always says, these guys are human at the end of the day. So nobody's exempt from, worrying about, damn, is my spotlight being taken? They asking me to do something different now. Can I do that? So, but if anybody could do it, I think Brunson can. It's just going to take some time.
Go talk to Chauncey Billups.
Oh man, OG is spot on. Let me shut up, but that's spot on.
Simple and plain. No, if you're Brunson, somebody needs to put a bug in his ear. Go talk to Chauncey Billups and see how he changed. Yo, man, today, if you want to win and be successful and be a championship, you have to evolve. Brunson, you have a team right now where you might not be the best guy. We don't need you to do all that. Learn how to utilize the team. I've been telling y'all this. Tibbs needs to show the whole organization the Detroit Pistons run and understand it's going to take a team collective. That's the type of team we can have. Now, we may not have the defenders like the Wallace, the Princes, and Rasheed Wallaces and things of that nature, but I'm just saying we have enough guys to where if we play team basketball, we can win a championship. But Brunson has to change his game. Simple and plain. I've watched the game missing key free throws. Like I said, you yet to have that knockdown shot to win the game, even though the one that you just played, that was the closest I've ever seen them, where it literally came in and out. But go talk to Chauncey Billups and see what it takes to win and see how he changed his game from being like solely just a offensive juggernaut as far as at the point guard position to go into Detroit and understanding team basketball, chemistry, and winning a championship. Because let's not forget, they beat the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. What, 4-1?
Yeah.
Got him out of here. They should have swept him. If it wasn't for my man. They should have swept him.
And I'll stay stuck on my point, beating a dead horse. In order to push the pace, I believe Brunson's going to have to, after every rebound, every turnover, don't even look for the ball. Get down court. You become the threat by getting down there, make them go guard you by thinking about you, speeding past the half-court line. It's going to force Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, somebody else to bring the ball up. By the way, the starting lineup right now has been announced for the Knicks. We'll start Jericho Sims in place of Karl Anthony Towns.
Lord have mercy. Oh, my God. Play Huck, man. Play him. OG. Yep. Two. Play the kid, man. Play him, too. Come on. So now you're going to play Jericho Sims extended minutes. He might have a... all right, let me mute up. Go ahead, fellas. I'm sorry. What is he doing?
Listen, all I know is anybody putting a start lineup at this point is a gamble. And you take your time on a gamble. With DraftKings, y'all. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action of DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. All 30 teams split into 6 groups every Tuesday and Friday, playing for the right to advance in a single elimination in-season tournament, culminating in the NBA Cup championship in Vegas. First time, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code ABTV. That's code ABTV for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPENY. That's 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Camp Resort. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball. Yeah, man.
Find somebody that does a better read than Fabian. Find me somebody that does a better read than our guy. You can't.
Facts.
You can't do it. You can't find them. Smoke that. You smoke that, Ray.
You can't see my tears.
Put your glasses back on.
I cannot because Knicks Rehab is kind of done right now because we're going to move to your favorite segment. I wish you were here in person to see this because we love talking about the villain himself.
I'm 5 minutes away. Bonchinchero.
Guess what, AllBall? He's back. He's back. And they can't stand that he's back. All these players were rooting against him. All these players talked about him for years, for decades upon decades. And all they're doing is inviting him on their show.
Listen, before you go, have we seen this man and OG in the same room before? Have we seen them? They might be the same people. I don't know. We ain't seen them together. Might be the same guy. I don't know.
Well, hold on. Let me just tell y'all this. If y'all talking about who I think y'all talking about, the bank accounts are totally different. So we are definitely not the same people. Let me tell y'all something. If that was me, I would be on a patio right now, feet up, doing these shows. Facts. That's what I think y'all talking about.
Get
Apparently,
to it,
AllBall with an old man mask on. He discusses on the All the Smoke podcast.
So they got my guy.
I watched this. I'll admit before you play it. I've watched this twice already.
What? Is that good?
Yeah, I'm be honest. He was very good. These guys. Very, very good. I'm gonna
watch it tomorrow at work. I gotta have something to do at work, Flea.
It was refreshing to hear from Skip, OG. It's a good interview.
It sounds
great interview. Let me be honest.
It sounds like the usual. Any black man under 50 years old, Skip Bayless sits across, all of a sudden he turns up. Hell of a black thing. Man. Skip Bayless on if the NBA or if LeBron James is the most overprotected athlete in the history of mankind. This guy's just Bane. He's amazing, man.
Shit. No. So obviously, again, you guys changed the dynamic with Debate TV, but I felt like kind of like the last 3 years and where I kind of was outwardly, critiquing as you would critique was I kind of felt it went from critiquing the game, it went poor play, shitty team to personal attacks. And two people in particular, I felt kind of it got personal at times was with Russell Westbrook and LeBron James. From your experience and understanding who you were, your role, how you really found your niche, and again, a sail to the top. What at one point I felt like there was a line. Again, it was critiquing because that was the job, and then I felt like the line kind of got erased, and it was more personal.
Still believe to this moment, LeBron has been the most overprotected superstar in the history of the game. I have thrown him many, many, many flowers when it's time to throw flowers.
Right.
I have constantly, consistently, though nobody wants to hear me do this, but I've said to this day, to this moment, he's still the best passer in basketball. On a nightly basis, as I always say, I watch every dribble of every game. He will take my breath away twice a game with a pass he'll make where I'll say, that's just special. That's a gift. He's a generational passer of the basketball. And I've said 1,000 times, sometimes to that man, he is easily the greatest driver of the basketball I've ever seen, because he's ambidextrous at 6'9", whatever we give him now, 260-ish. And obviously an explosive athlete with the highest IQ in basketball. It's somewhere between him and Magic with the highest IQ ever to me. That's just me. And I know that's pretty subjective. I frame all this with the positivity. And obviously what he's done off the court is stellar. It's not Ali, but in this day and age, it's close.
In classic all ball fashion, lead with the love, because here comes Skip dropping the hammer.
We know all the racial social justice, what he just did with Kamala, highest marks. Okay. So now we take this man who is the greatest scorer in the history of this game. And let's start with this. By his standards, he's a poor three-point shooter. And by his standards, he's a pathetic free throw shooter at 74% for his career. Jordan was 84%. Magic, they're 90-ish%. KD, 90-ish%. There have been so many flame-out moments for LeBron in his career. And remember, on TV, I was often thrown up against Shannon Sharp, who loves LeBron like a brother. I mean, like a stalker, if you will, right?
Nah, it's a little scary.
I mean, it got a little scary for me sometimes. Wow. He was proclaiming LeBron better than Jordan. Well, I'm the biggest Jordan fan in the history.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm right there with you.
Like I get
right to your mouth.
Who?
Stack. I'm with you. I'm with you. Relax.
About Michael Jeffrey Jordan, because I got to know him. I was there in Chicago in '98 for the Last Dance season. Listen, this man he's in another universe to me from LeBron bleeping James. So if you're going to compare them, I'm going to say Jordan never had any epic fails in anything he did in the playoffs, even when they lost, when he didn't have Pip yet. He'd score 63 in overtime at Boston, and Larry Bird would say, I just saw God in sneakers. You know, like, okay, all right, so that's the framework of what I'm doing. Again, do I hate LeBron? I don't know LeBron. I'm actually happy I don't, because I'm afraid if I were around him very much, I think he's a really good guy, a really nice guy. Sometimes nice to a fault, because I was around Jordan a lot. Not a nice guy all the time. He was a bad MF, man. And he wore it on his sleeves. And when it was time to be a bad MF, he scared the hell out of the rest of the league. I don't think LeBron scares the hell out of the rest of the league, because I think they all really like him. And he wants to be liked to a fault.
All ball, flee. I had to drop bombs on Bane. Skip Bayless, the original hater himself of debate sports. It's getting critical out here in these streets. Shout out to Steven Jackson, man.
Give him a napkin while you shouting him out too.
So that was a great clip. Skip is probably, listen, man, Skip is the bad. Y'all know what, people ain't got to like him. But let me just say this. For one, don't mention nobody with Muhammad Ali, bro. When it comes to what he represented, nobody comes close. So that right there was just terrible. Another one that was terrible. LeBron is not a better passer than Magic Johnson or Jason Kidd. Miss me with that. Hey, we can argue that one day. It's not a problem. I don't know if he has the highest IQ of all time. I'm not going with that. But is he the most overprotected superstar in NBA history? He might be. Because it seems like when you talk about LeBron,
we take that.
Because when people talk about LeBron,
ask that again, please.
Fleet about to prove it. Look, go ahead. Look.
No, I want to know how do we validate that?
Because it seems like you can't talk about LeBron James in any type of bad light, no matter what it is.
Who gets upset when that happens?
Crazy people. Listen, too many people. So remember, I always tell you, for me, Dallas Cowboy fans, LeBron and Laker fans, my opinion, the worst fans of all time.
I got it.
Because they say Knicks fans are crazy. No.
But they're nowhere near the way. Yeah.
Once again, when people talk about LeBron, you never heard nobody say he's not a great player. Never. But when you say anything negative about him, it's almost like blasphemy. So I kind of agree with Skip when it comes to that. It's like you can talk about everything but LeBron James because whatever. Remember, people protect him so much that they bring up he never been in trouble outside of the game. We ain't talk about that. We talk about inside of the game. So I kind of agree to a certain
for a lot of our greats.
Yes, I agree.
For the decisions they make off the court.
Right. But that doesn't make you a great basketball player. Just because you're a great father. Right. So I think they try to make that's a case for LeBron being the GOAT. Like they talk about basketball and his private life. He never been in trouble. He never got caught cheating. He never did this. His kids this. Great father. Advocate. But, bruh, who cares? He missed the free throw tonight, nigga. So for me, I kind of agree with that. Like I said, I'm gonna have to watch the whole fleet because when you say something's fire, I got to watch it. I just think
great interview, no question.
I think Skip Bayless, as much as people may not like him personally, I never met him. You know what I mean? I don't know him personally. I have no dog in this fight. I don't root for him though. But listen, man, he's great at what he does, and he's created in his own world. He's what's my man that was running WWF? He's Vince McMahon, bro. Like we could say whatever we want. He's Vince McMahon, and he's created his own Stone Colds and Macho Mans and Hulk Hogan's, bro. Like LeBron is Stone Cold, and he's Vince McMahon. And
Fabian loves that shit. He loves that shit. He loves that.
And I think people hate because they can't do that. But Skip Bayless is mostly always wrong and right. But I just love the personality that he has. He doesn't back down from anybody, anyone. He speaks how he feels, and I think. And I'll let you go now after this, Fleet. Like I said, I don't agree with probably 95% of the stuff he says. But I do agree with LeBron is at times the most overprotected NBA superstar of all time. Because, like I said, it's almost like you can't say any like now, if he has a bad game, he's 40 years old. If he has a good game, he's still the best player in the league. I don't see them do that with nobody else. And this is not me being a Jordan fan. I don't want to spark that up because, sometimes we do too much with that. But when Mike was bad in Washington, no one brings up his age. No one. So for me, Skip Bayless got a point right there. But listen, man, that little clip showed me that platform got a little better, but big shout out to Skip Bayless, man. Listen, I heard that interview was great by my brother Flea. I seen a little bit of clips of him talking about Stephen A. and Shannon. I'm gonna wait to watch it. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm gonna wait to watch it tomorrow. But
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't agree with the greatest passer. He's not number 2 to me. I don't agree with that Muhammad Ali thing was out of control. I don't think nobody will ever do what Muhammad Ali did. Rest in peace, the greatest probably athlete, human being of all time. Do we not realize he had no endorsements ever in his life? He had one endorsement. It was a roach spray. I mean, my pops was a Muhammad Ali nut. Muhammad Ali had no endorsements, bro. He was ready to lay his life on the line to believe in what he believed in, our people. So, we have to be careful because Muhammad Ali played a whole different ball game with that. But those things I disagree with. But that other thing, being overprotected, hell yeah, I believe in that. Hell yeah, I believe that. I believe that's 100% true.
I got a Coogee in the closet right now, Fish. If you need me to put it on, I will. Let me just let you know that right now. If you need me to put the Coogee on right now, I will go get it and put it on just to let you know I still got Coogee. That's number 1.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know where I'm from. You know where I'm from, OG. Listen, for me, I get a little confused when we talk about most overprotected player because I watch a lot of guys give their honest opinion on LeBron James, right? And a lot of times the opinion mirrors how OG feels. It mirrors a lot, it mirrors that don't you ever compare him to Michael Jordan. Y'all know I'm not a LeBron guy. Most people think I am. They get confused because they're like, well, Flea gets upset when everybody talks about LeBron. Nah, I just try to keep the balance. Y'all know who I'm. I'm a Kobe guy, right? I think Bean, and then we could talk about everybody else. But when it gets to that comparing Mike and LeBron in terms of scrutiny, I don't know if Mike could even last in this kind of world playing basketball. We talk about his mental toughness, how tough he was, what he took on and all that type of stuff. I say this ad nauseum. It is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week news cycle today. People are talking about LeBron James at 5 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday morning, and they talking about him on Friday night at 6:30. They wasn't doing that back in the 90s with Michael Jordan. All you found was people lauding over him. That's all you found. Tell me. School me.
You telling me nobody argued or talked about Mike 5 in the morning? ESPN was.
ESPN was a place.
People outside, people like us outside was. Remember, everybody wasn't a Mike fan. Right there. So I understand when you said it is magnitude because of social media, but don't tell me during Mike's career, he was spoken about 24/7, bro. Whether it was his sneakers
but
or whether it was his basketball game.
Respectfully to you, I'm not calling you that, but respectfully, 24/7 of glazing.
Yeah.
Yes, 24/7 of he's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, right? The people that did criticize Mike, now you don't know basketball. Now get this dude out of here. They throwing you out the barbershop. You can't even get a cut now because you going against every barber in the spot because Michael Jordan, especially if you're a Knicks fan. Oh,
hey, Flea. Is Michael Jordan one of the most overprotected superstars of all time as well?
The most overprotected superstar ever. The most overprotected. That's my point. We could say Braun is overprotective. I get it. But if we're going to start comparing, I don't know if Mike could last with a show coming on every single day critiquing how he is as a basketball player. Every day? I don't know.
How can Skip Bayless state that LeBron James is the most overprotected athlete ever when his media career is based on shitting on LeBron James? He got how many millions of dollars shitting on LeBron James? Anybody else could have made this point. And it's still invalid to me because Flea is 1,000% correct. It is not even close. Michael Jordan is the most overprotected athlete in the history of anything. Anything. You couldn't even have this conversation on TV. He was banned in Sports Illustrated and stuff like that. You couldn't. I'm not going on your magazine cover. Sam Smith, all these guys talk about it. He said Michael Jordan was a bad MFer. He was always a bad MFer. All them stories, like when Bill Cartwright told Michael Jordan, I'll chop your balls off for talking to him crazy at practice. Because that's one of the guys who actually fought back. Not enough being made of Steve Kerr getting snuffed during practice.
Hold on, Fabian, because we gotta, we address our regulars, the people that love and support us. We love you, RP. Listening comprehension skills are as important as reading comprehension skills. So listen to what I'm saying. The 24-hour news cycle that is going on today, the debate culture that is sports talk today is not what it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's just not. I don't care what nobody says. It is not. People are are developing their journalism skills just to be debate talkers. They're not even developing to write good articles, to do what actual journalism is about. They want to get on shows and do what we're doing. This is what people are striving to do because they want to talk about said player. So all I'm saying is, absolutely, there were plenty of articles. People wrote books. They did a lot of stuff to talk about Mike. But there's a reason why Ahmad Rashad was the only guy that could get close and have a sit down. There's a reason why, you know, he was propped up and never knocked down. Never knocked down. Not to my memory. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. So that's all I'm saying. There was a huge difference in the way the media is covering it. It's just different.
Exactly. Because of the times and because of everything you mentioned, RP, those things weren't really magnified like that. See, because you're a basketball nut like us. So
Right.
we would talk about it. But the stuff that my girl, my mom, my grandmother might hear about LeBron and come to me about, they would have come to me about Michael Jordan. Maybe when his pops died, God bless the dead, because that's big news. But this to me, and like, it's just mind-boggling how Skip is really good at this. But that's the part I disagree with you on, though, Flea. I don't care what criticism there is. I don't care what cycle, what era we talking about. We ain't comparing who could deal with the pressure and the criticism. None of that. Mike lived for that. Kobe lived for that. And Braun does not. That's the part where Skip is right. He wants to be liked. That's always been the problem with LeBron. Dog, who cares what people think about you? We heard all these stories. You don't want to hear the Eddie Curry story, Flea. But he said he almost cried when a fan ran up to him and said, "You suck," when he was in Boston. Like, I would have laughed at him. He doesn't have thick skin like that. Them other dudes, that's a different story. But I digress.
I know Bean can handle it. I have no evidence that Mike can handle it. From me,
okay.
I have no evidence that says that.
I just, every criticism they ever had him on Michael Jordan, he came out, he would make up beefs just to go compete harder. That ain't LeBron's thing.
It ain't.
We've seen him be thin-skinned. We've seen him just cry. It is what it is. I think we could defer on that. But what we can't have a difference of opinion on is there was a full-fledged glazing of Michael Jordan for decades. I was always sick of it. If you don't like what I say about LeBron now, you would have hated me in the 90s because I said, yo, Jordan ain't winning the 80s. So what y'all talking about? He wasn't this perfect basketball player. Let's chill out. And you couldn't even say that back then.
Well, listen, man, y'all both make great.
Knick fans lorded over Michael Jordan. We're looking at one of the biggest Knick fans in the middle of the screen right now. The biggest Knick fan I know outside of myself or my dad. Biggest Knick fan. AllBall. Loves Michael Jordan. Loves him.
But it's not that I love Mike. I just love what he represented. Winning. You know, like I said, I hated him because he stopped our Knicks from winning championships. But for me, you know, I just don't like the argument that, you know, when we look at, if we use our eye test, he's just the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. And I don't know how people argue that. Now, I understand Kobe, God rest his soul, could be in that argument because it was almost like a carbon copy. And Kobe was a better three-point shot maker. Some people say he had a better handle. But for me, you know, listen, man, you know, Mike was that guy. And I just think what he did as far as sneaker-wise, business-wise, listen, man, he brought something to the table that a lot of people didn't do.
Stay right there. Hold on.
Get off the court.
He was never what?
What you said?
I said we don't care what he did off the court.
Oh,
look. Touche. Look, touche. Listen.
But oh boy.
But you're right though. But OG, you're right.
But great point. Isn't that part of the reason why he was protected? David Stern, Nike, Gatorade, McDonald's, all these corporations had every reason to go, not only is Mike not going to talk to you, we ain't going to give you no sponsorship money, no ad money. You don't think they were extorting these companies? Trust you me, LeBron and Rich Paul, they didn't start this. They did not start. They didn't. Michelle Beadle, all LeBron did was get Michelle Beadle fired from ESPN, bro. That was it.
I think they both, you
know. What Michael Jordan hater has made $100 million hating on them like Skip Bayless?
It don't exist.
Yeah.
That might put LeBron in a different level of GOAT territory.
Well, I'll say this. No. LeBron James sparked careers. So I
OG,
agree.
he likes that bomb too much. OG, we gotta calm him
Yeah,
down.
I know. But I listen. It's a great topic, and it just goes to show how great LeBron is. No matter how much a person like me or anybody else hates on him, because he's going to be in this conversation for the next 20, 30 years. Because there's nobody that's going to do what him, Jordan, Kobe, certain guys have done for the game, on and off the court, business wise, sneaker wise, championship wise. So, like I said, just my whole thing with LeBron fans is I've never said he wasn't great, but I'm not going to sit there and say he's the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. And like I said, I do think he is overprotected, and he may deserve to be. And Flea, you made a great point. Fabian also. So is Jordan. Maybe they deserve to be overprotected. Who knows? But listen, those guys are very well overprotected.
Right, OG? They don't protect bums, right?
As you shouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? They don't protect bums. So
as you shouldn't.
Real
Nigga, you ain't
quick.
selling jerseys, sneakers, nothing. Nigga, ain't protecting you. You can go.
Yeah, yes, LeBron does do control Rich Paul, RP, but the point is that LeBron doesn't even have the chance to take over the media market like Michael Jordan did, who he's attempting to eclipse. He's copying his every move, but he didn't have the same playing field. He just didn't. That's the part I'll never understand. Real quick, Fish wants to come up, so I gotta let him up. If we gotta run, we gotta run, but I gotta let him get his few minutes in the game.
Nothing. You don't gotta do nothing.
I don't have to. That is correct.
I'm talking Mr. Fish.
The Nets is still starting Ben Simmons. They got some balls on them, boy.
No, they weren't even starting him before. He had like 11 assists in the first quarter, no turnovers the other day. Chill out, AllBall. Fish, the link is in the chat, my brother.
Bring your ass up here, Fish.
Look, he has
about
look. RP
about
said
2-3 minutes. Right.
He has his barbershop. He has his podcast. He controls who he interviews him too. Okay,
it's a fact.
It is, but Mike was on a different. He didn't have this social media game. That's the point. You can't do what Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan he couldn't take over social media like that and just knock everybody out the box like that. Or like unless the only thing to that is unless if Mike was in this era and he would be like if Steph Curry is this big and LeBron is this big, nah, man, Michael Jordan will be even bigger than them. And that's another thing that we don't talk about. Jordan might have. What if he did take over Twitter and was like, "So what? So what if I gamble? So what if I impregnated 3 girls? Nobody cares, bro. I'm Michael Jordan." That's the other thing. He doesn't care. Jordan does not care.
That nigga Cam Thomas could put the ball in the bucket. Lord have mercy.
Killing us again.
This was my question, Fabian. Can you hear me, Fabian?
What up? Yeah, what up, Fish?
This is my question. If LeBron's game,
introduce yourself, say hello to the panel.
Yeah,
look, I'm not talking to the dark skinned dude in the lot.
Fish, what up, baby?
What up? Here's my question, Philly. If LeBron's game, right, is scrutinized every cycle, what are you scrutinizing about Jordan's game?
I missed that last part, Fish. You said if LeBron's
game because the thing is LeBron's game is scrutinized every cycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you scrutinizing about Mike's game? What holes are in Mike's game to be scrutinized like LeBron?
I mean that's a whole different conversation. That's the
conversation because LeBron's game is scrutinized. People nitpick LeBron's game, right? They nitpick every little thing LeBron mistakes that he thinks he does. So what could you nitpick about Mike's game to scrutinize his game in a cycle in this era?
I mean, before y'all start, hold on.
Look, Fabian know what I mean when I say that. What can you break down about Mike's game if he's playing now and he's playing like he's playing back then? What are you really gonna break down like you're breaking down the game?
A lot. Because people talk from a preference standpoint right now.
Are you gonna break down his defense?
You gonna let me talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so people break down off of preference nowadays. LeBron James is a great basketball player. He could shoot the basketball. He could do a lot of things. He could do a lot of things great, but they don't do it. He doesn't do it in the way that per se you like it. All ball, Fabian.
Yeah.
So now we could critique. Now we could hold on. Now we could critique it. Jordan's game wasn't like perfect, spotless. That's a ridiculous comment to even make from guys that know the game. Spotless?
No one said it was perfect.
I'm sorry?
No one said it was perfect, but I'm saying
Fish that
pick apart his
connection
game
is
that you can
terrible,
break
Fish.
down. What's that?
See, Fish, see if you could jump in, jump back out.
Yeah, jump back in, OG.
Oh, Turbo, you got something to say? We got a couple more minutes, Turbo. Big Turbo in the
What up?
building.
What
Cam
up?
Scott,
What's up, my
what up,
brothers?
Turbo? Cam Scott already 3 threes in the first quarter. My thing is this. Bridges, get your shit together, man. Lock down, man. Come on, man.
Cam Thomas.
Got 3 threes already.
Yeah.
He's a Nick killer, man. Turbo.
Fuck, man.
What up, my guys? My
Tibbs
brothers. It's
What up-
always
what
good
up,
to
Turbo?
see y'all in the building.
The Tibbs killer. What do you think LeBron James is the most overprotected athlete of all time?
He's one of them, but I believe Jordan was. For sure. I believe Jordan was.
Do you think he could? Do you think he would be able to stand the social media era?
I think so.
Why?
I think Mike, I think he relished those moments with people. I don't think he cared about what people said. He was gonna let his game do the talking. Now I think LeBron is a little bit deeper because like he wants to be more liked. I don't think Jordan ever cared about who likes him or not. He just focused on just being a ball player and go about his business.
Jordan got cut off his JV team. Jordan was pissed off since he was 13 years old. Like LeBron's been loved on. LeBron's been loved on since he came out the womb, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck. Jordan has had a chip on his shoulder since he was 12, right? So it's totally different. We was watching we was watching LeBron on TV at 15.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but it's just different for me. But
No,
now,
but hold on, Fleet. Big Turbo, family for life. What up, Turbo? But Fleet, that's a great point. For LeBron to be able to handle himself, since that age, you got to commend him for that. Now, I can't say whether I know how good Michael Jordan would handle today because I don't know. I don't know. Do I think he would be able to? Maybe. Do I think it would be as well as LeBron? I don't know. But you kind of got to give LeBron props for being able to conduct himself in a certain manner, like you said, since the age of 15. So like I said, these guys listen, man. But also, it's a new day, it's a new era, and I don't know if Michael Jordan's mindset or attitude would work for social media. He may not have a huge following like LeBron. He may not be like LeBron, and like Turbo said, maybe he don't give a what. So it's kind of tricky. I'm gonna just say this: the only problem I have with the LeBron debate is before we compare him to Michael Jordan, there's guys that have just as many rings or more than him. Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Stephen Curry.
OG about to get his.
I'm not.
Oh, y'all.
No. That's my only problem when it comes to the LeBron James GOAT thing. Because for me, championships is GOAT status. And no disrespect to the great Bill Russell, but we know looking at the game, he wasn't the greatest basketball player you ever seen. So if we're talking about the greatest we've ever seen, LeBron can be that, but he can't be GOAT because he doesn't have. If Mike is the ball and he has 6, Kobe has 5, Tim Duncan has 5, Magic has 5, Steph Curry has 4, Shaq has 4. So I'm not saying LeBron is not better than those guys, but why are we jumping over them?
Fish, I'm gonna let you get the last word in here, man.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Fish?
What's up? To me, it's hard to talk GOAT because everybody's gonna have a different opinion of where they're looking at. for me, when I look, because it's like everybody at a certain level got pretty much the same numbers. It actually comes down to winning, because everybody once you get in that last room, the numbers are irrelevant, because everybody, whether you're 1, 2, 5, or 8, everybody's at the same level. So when I look at guys, I look at, did you put in that work every single night? Every single night, whether you felt bad or not. And there were times that I saw LeBron on the biggest stage didn't put in that work. And that's unfortunate, because you never want to see another athlete quit.
Right.
But we saw that Dallas series, and we saw that last San Antonio series. He didn't. He left something to be desired during that series. And I look at it like I'm a Kobe fan. I'm not. People think from Carolina I'm a Mike fan. I'm a Kobe fan. And a similarity that Mike and Kobe had is they gave you 110% every night on the off chance somebody's going to see you for the first time, for the only time. And they did that every night. You can't take that away from a guy, because those things matter. And a lot of guys now don't do that every night. And I'm not talking about load management. I'm talking about going through the motions. Half-assing back on deep.
Half-assing. He ain't even showing up. He's taking off, Flea.
This is coming from a former pro, y'all. This big fish, y'all.
Hey, man, I got to do a promo for us, guys. Turbo, I'm just going to take you off the screen real quick so we can do the promo real quick. I'm not kicking you off. Listen, man.
I can't take Flea off the screen.
Listen, man. Hey, weeknights, 6 p.m. Every night, weeknight. You kidding me? 6 p.m. AllBall TV. Reaction, Knicks Rehab. Stop playing with us, man. The biggest, the loudest, the most grateful. We love y'all. We saw it, bro Fish up here going crazy. Tap in, baby. We'll be back on Monday, 6 p.m. We might have something this weekend. You never know what's in store. Holla at y'all. And, of course, thanks for all the comments. Everybody sticking it out. Wow, that's a big pause.
Yeah, it's crazy. Big shout out.
Yeah, that was crazy right there. I was going to let it slide, but.
I got it, Fish. No. I got him, big dog. Big shout out to Fish. Big shout out to Turbo, RP, Darlene, Michael James,
King Speech,
Giles G, King Speech. Everybody
Lorenzo.
in the comments, for real.
Malik Yob over there with the gold chain and the big sweat on.
Yo, I'm out.
That's
I'm
it.
out.
ABTV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.